All right, here we go. Um, got something cool going on here with the jam. I was working on the controls. Oh, my kid, she put together a model for me. So we're gonna be using this. I'm gonna hide the guys that are on top of it. Um, we should have some ambient light. See if I can adjust the amount of ambient light. Doesn't seem to be affecting the lighting color. I just need something. Okay. So anyways, so we got this ship here that my daughter made, so we're gonna use that going forward. And let me see if I can edit children. If I can just hide the people on the top of it. Leg, boots, torso, torso. Just put all these people on here. Just don't know where the rest of that sword came from. Hair, torso, vest, head, leg, arm. Engine. Royal British Teacup, how's it going? Bolts. Torso half. That's the cargo upper. Head default. Where the hell is this part of the sword? Blade? Blade skew? Torso. Tiles. There it is. Hilt handle. There we go. Okay, so here's the ship without the rest of it. Doing a bit of work on music for my game here and there. Nice. So let me show you how the controls are looking. I'm very proud of this. So it's very, very Star Foxy. It controls just like exactly how you want it to. It feels like spot on. Yeah. Yeah, it feels good. And I just got the camera panning is more dramatic now. And the ship locks to a corner. And we have a maximum bottom, which is actually below the level. And then we have a height here as well. And so, yeah, the camera chases. And so we have our rails set up. exactly how we want it. What's up, little man?
I wanted the.
I have to be able to work. Remember that was the deal? Nobody helped me with dinner. Nobody helped me with lunch. Nobody helped me at all today with that stuff. I just asked for this little bit of time at the end of the day that I get to work. That's all, bud.
I really want to play with chess, so I'm going for a tower that you can think of eating.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn off the light here. We'll just have the little burst thing going on. That looks good, right? But yeah, it's controlling really well. Like, in case it's not obvious. Oh, and I got the boost thing worked out. So it's more, it doesn't do the crazy shake thing at the beginning and the ends. So it's just like, I can't get over how good it controls. And everything's tweakable. So we'll be able to like mess with stuff and improve it. Obviously. So what am I going to do today? What am I going to do today? We got 9 days to go. At this point, I'm pretty sure we're only going to be able to do one stage. Who knows what could happen, though? Anything's possible. Anything is possible. I'm going to bump my mic up a little bit. It seems a little low. Yeah, it seems a little high. There we go. Collision mapping. So, yeah, so let's do it. Let's do our first like triggering of enemies showing up, enemies coming in, and all that stuff. So one thing I have that we can do to test things, because I've been looking at the goat for a lot of my referencing on this, and so there's a beautiful new emulation for the Nintendo 64. So I can always just play this for a little bit. You remember this, Lunesta? Look at that. Look at that 64. Anyways. Do a mother flippin' barrel roll. Corneria. Forced plowed. So I was playing this a bit to kind of get the vibe. Good luck. I'm just going to skip all this stuff. Stay alert! Oh, God! Bless America! So you'll notice that the enemies lock to our forward position sometimes. So there's the scripted enemies. There's the like static enemies, I'll call them, the ones that are stay on their axis, on the world axis, as the rails are moving. And then there's ones that lock onto the rail axis, and that's when it becomes like a shooting gallery, basically. Oh! Ugh. Follow me. What'd you call me? Oh. Falco, why are you an a-hole? Checkpoints, that's a good point. Enemy shields analyzed. Stop getting in my way. How about that? We're Star Fox. Okay. So you get the idea. So going back over here, does it feel the same? Yeah, I think so. I think I got it, guys. So the problem, like right now I'm having troubles aiming. The problem that I have to deal with is how far do I have things? These two reticles that we're using to judge different distance, how far away do I have them from each other in 3D space, right? And all that kind of stuff. So figuring out all that is going to be important. Yeah, so we'll do our best to try and figure it out. So, yeah, so what I want to work on is like how we have, again, enemies on the worlds, sort of like the world space, right? So enemies are on the world space. Those are the ones that are locked to the ground or somehow connected to the world. And then there's the flying enemies, and those can also be locked to the world like that. But then sometimes they'll be how's it going? Sometimes they'll be animated, but actually locked to the dolly space, as we'll call it, which is the camera on the rails or the rail space. Yeah. So that's what we're going after. We're trying to emulate Star Fox for sure. So I just got the controls kind of down the way we want it. And so yeah, so we're gonna work on enemies coming out and doing the whole rail thing and everything that Star Fox does. We're shamelessly just ripping it off, right? So, but there's a reason why it's one of the goats. Can you make the plane go vertical like fly sideways? I don't have that going. I have the buttons for it, but I haven't set it up. But I could get that going pretty easily. Let me do that really quick. Can you make the plane go vertical like fly sideways? Yeah, you could. Yeah, that was in Star Fox. And if you double tapped the so that's roll. So that's how the barrel roll works. Even though, as we all know, it's not technically a barrel roll, but anyways, yeah, you have to hold the button. Yeah, it's there for sure. I'm not going to work on that right now because I really want to try and chip away at the even though it's probably really simple for me to do, I'm not going to do it just yet. Um because I want to focus on this other stuff. So yeah, this is the actual reticle in the game. It's really in 3D space. How you doing, Em? Let me do a shout out. I was pestering Em yesterday. I'm sure she was thoroughly confused. She's like, "Wait, what game is this for? Which one now?" There's a little overwhelmed with all these big life changes at the moment too. I totally understand. Yeah, no. Now the way I figure it is, I'm going to use placeholder music. Like if I pursue this beyond this, because I'm thinking right now, I'm really feeling both of these title ideas, like the Metroidvania thing and this one are really feeling really good. Which one do I think I could produce faster? This one, 100% this one. Yeah, yeah, I'll hit you up. So this one I think I can get something going rather quickly. To actually produce some usable thing. Let's see. We got rid of a bunch of stuff in our code. How much of the game is now broken? Look at null value. So this is on 92. Reticle front, ship model. Why did M went and nuked the Nathir's comment? I'm trying to understand why. M has strong feelings. He said ignore it. So you just nuked it from orbit. Damn. I asked for it. Oh, was it the wrong chat? Was it wrong chat? Okay, so everything seems fine again. So yeah, the ship model was made by my 9-year-old daughter. So she's been working on it. I think she's still got a lot of work to put into it. I think she's putting stuff to the back and whatnot. So she did all that. Minnie did it, yeah. So I do have a wild idea for this game that I almost don't want to speak aloud. Except to say that it would involve local actors. And the guy I'm talking to hasn't gotten back to me. I think I might have overwhelmed him. Only local. Local. They're in your area. So, how do we do this? What is it you say you do? I know how to do it. We're going to start with an area 3D. This will define the space for this interaction. Now we're at ground level. So how do we do this? Do we define... We move the whole thing along the bottom, the rail, and then we set the collision shape. I'm going to make it a box. And essentially, right now, this is the working space that we have for animating something, so to speak. So this would be where enemies and stuff would come in and whatnot, is in this area. Now, it could be as far back as we imagine. So this, again, I don't know. It feels like this is the right way, where we have the bottom area bounding here. And technically, we're wrong on this as well, actually. So it should be back like, let's reset. So the z-axis, yeah, so it's y. Y that would be, no, x would be 8. So 8 by 4 right now is our like theater space, you could say. And then we're going to push this back. Okay, here we go. So now what I'm going to suggest to myself here is that this is the area in which I can animate everything. So one thing I never understood is why there are people who try to stop. I'm not familiar with those people, but I mean, there's the whole like right, women should be wives only thing. It's a little interesting, stupid, but get in the kitchen barefoot. Yeah. Yeah, no. I just, whatever she's interested in, and kids naturally gravitate to what their parents are interested in. And that'll change. I like mustard on my cheese, for I am Bunny Cat Supreme. They don't see anybody as people. Okay, so I guess we need an enemy. We need so we're gonna call this what? Event scenes scripted I don't know. Event? Rail event? We're gonna call it event. Test 1. So this is our first event. And so basically the way this is going to work is we're just going to be able to, and let's make this really clear. So we're going to have a bright ass, as bright as we can get, debug box. Just this lime or fluorescent pink. Very crickety. It's cricket coated, as they say. And we're going to throw in this event. So the thinking I have here is that, and of course I can't see the damn thing. Can you guys see it? What the fuck? I guess it's not going to show the collision shape unless it's local? Nope, not even then. Huh? There it is. That's weird. Let me try again. Bringing it in. Deleting this one. Bro, how am I supposed to know where to put it if I can't see it? Okay, well, let's put it, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in lieu of, we're going to get rid of these balls. And this is where we want to see it. So like when we go, if we put on collision shapes. Yeah, we got the speed boost going, guys. So we can boost. Look at that. Does a little screen shake. And then this is going to trigger the event. So you go in here and then it's going to do the thing, right? And in our case, so there's different event types, but in this particular instance, so we're going to have 2 event types. So for now, let's rename this event. Save it. And then we're going to just create a script for this called events. And let's go ahead and edit event. And we're going to have 2 event types. So is event a reserved word? in Godot? I don't think it is. You must feel where it is. So we have type, and there's going to be on rails, rails or world. And so if it's a world event, whatever we script will be relative to the world position. If it's a Rails event, it'll be relative to the Rails position. Okay? So far, so good. So then we're going to have this be an export. What is this? Bro, how am I supposed to know where to put it if I can't see it? Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that, Nathir. I know you got my back. Dude, man. Kind of want to get braces. I don't like my bottom teeth. I don't like them. I don't like them. Hello there. Hello. Okay, so we're going to be type Rails. For fun, we're going to add a mesh. A mesh. That's my mesh. Everybody knows. Who what you say? And we're just going to put this box right in the middle. And all I want to do is zoom, zoom with a boom, boom. All I want to do. So when the ship enters the space, we are going to lock ourselves to the ship's position. All I want to do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one, 'cause all I want to do. So we got world, ship, enemy. How about Lazar? Lazar, enemy. And then how about enemy laser? Enemy. Lazar. Have you heard the taco meat song? No, I haven't. Do I want to? So we're going to mask ourselves as, oh, and we need this one. This is an event. Hey.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah. Should I go? I'll be right back. My wife just got home from work. I got to say hi. M's here. Say hi to M.
Oh, hi. I am.
All right, good.
90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC.
Close to dinner time. We're having my favorite thing to eat. Oh, I could eat it almost any time. It makes my whole life complete. My dad just got home, so I already know it's almost time to give me that taco meat. I really love it when it's in burritos. I also love it when it's in a taco too. Maybe I'll try putting it in my ice cream. I'm about to go crazy 'cause it's time for taco meat. Taco meat. Taco meat, taco meat. Tortillas with salsa and cheese, baby. Taco meat, tomatoes with lettuce and avocado. Taco meat, on this we can agree, baby. Taco meat, I'm saving it all for me. Oh baby, if I was the president, I'd make a holiday for me. A holiday that's so delicious. A national day for taco meat. My mom set aside, but I just gotta ask one more time. Girl, give me that taco meat. Maybe I'm not making myself real clear now. Do you get how I feel about that taco meat? Maybe I'll tell you just a few more times now. It's meat for a taco and they call it taco meat. Taco meat. Taco meat, taco meat. I love it so much I can scream, baby. Taco meat, come on, it's just so fun to say. Taco meat, let's sing it again and again, baby. Taco meat, yes, keep singing. Taco meat, this is the best. Taco meat, when I say taco, you say meat. Taco meat. Or you just do it yourself, that's totally fine too. Taco meat. Anyway, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? Taco meat. Me too. Taco meat. Wait, can I come over to your house after I'm done with my taco meat and have some of yours?
It's very cricket. It's very, very cricket. I feel like this might be the way to do the collision for the ship. Is base it on the wingspan and nothing else. No, I don't know any of these songs. I have no idea what you are talking about. I just assume you're just making this stuff up. And then you send me a link and it's real. Oh.
Think safety. Think Granger. For trusted products to lock,
For trusted
anchor,
products.
contain.
Driving a car or a bus. Breakfast burrito. Every time that you're gone, I get sad and don't know what to do. Breakfast burrito.
you, Jacob.
Breakfast burrito. You're fueling my dreams with your morning time beans, all right. Breakfast burrito. When I'm lying in bed, well, I think about you all night. Breakfast burrito. There's a sparkling rainbowy smile in every bite I chew. Breakfast burrito. I'm in love, oh, I'm still in love with you. Yum, yum, breakfast burrito. 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 Yum, yum, breakfast burrito.
I have not heard that either. Your updates are making me realize this is a true jam war. Then I must reach Super Saiyan level 8 to compete. I don't know what that is. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. That's a Dragon Ball reference. I understood that. You got a whole lot more than Germany on the brain. You know what I'm saying? 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 I have some German sausage. You know what I'm saying? Okay. How many days do I have left? 9 days remain. So, 9 days remain. I get to make that joke with my wife because I'm, well, I don't know. It depends on how you look at that stuff. But my grandparents are German immigrants, so. All right, so look at this, Jacob. Be in awe. See the ship my daughter made? Every time I check the timer, it's lower. I know. So I'm getting the controls down, Jacob. I'm getting it down. She made that? Yeah, she made it in whatchamacallit? The thing from Kenny. Something Studio. And then here's the boost. So the boost is looking good. So right now I'm working on the ship the scripted events like combat stuff. Juicy. I know it's starting to get there. I turned the volume down because my laser shot sound is stupid. Okay, so what we want to do here is, like I was saying, we want... Why can't I see the mesh? I can see clearly now the mesh is gone. There we go. I can see all mesticles in my way. Okay, we got the area 3D, so we need to connect. Area entered. Connects. Ship. Area entered. You're going to do great, Jacob. I hate your guts on how good you are at this. Super Saiyan level 9. Yeah. Right? That's the Super Saiyan level 9 song. Getting bombarded. Nothing. Oh, we don't mask with we are ship. We need to mask with events. And enemy laser. And enemy. And world. Okay. Oh, I am copywriting infringing the shit out of this, by the way. This is not going to, like, I couldn't release this on Steam with what I plan on doing. Okay. So now we can detect entering the area. So we're going to say if area is event area entered var events equals area events. So now we need to tie the events to our dolly. So we're just going to add another node 3D just so this is organized inside the dolly. And I guess we should call it the rail, but this is going to be called events. Okay. So this is when we're hooking onto the rail, we're going to child to that. So we need export var events node 3D. Close this shit out. Events. Okay. Fox McStar, Space Fox the game. Have you seen that one that's coming out? Wolf? Wolf game Star Fox. One of the Star Fox devs supposedly doing it. Star Wolf. Team Star Wolf? No. What the hell's it called? Star Fox like game. Astro Dogs? Wild Blue Skies, that's the one. See, they all try and do the same thing, but yeah, let me show you the trailer. A hawk flew out with a critter in its talons. I think a baby bunny. Oh no. Did you shoot it down? Peggy 18, right? Or it's like some like ridiculous, like there's nudity.
Grimclaw's forces have reached our shores.
Leave it up to us, General. This invasion stops here.
Bet you can't follow me, Bowie.
All bombers are go.
Duck on your six, Bowie. I've got eyes on your back.
Togi's on my tail! Get him off! Thanks for the assist.
Whew. Looks like we made it through.
Can you keep up?
You're pretty good.
No escaping this time. Don't get mad.
I'm getting fired up.
Keep your cool, we're not through yet.
Just one last push, team.
Way to go, Bowie.
Let's end this once and for all.
Let's murder them. Whoa. Bad doggy. Did I tell you? Have I ever told you the story of when I went to where the Goonies filmed and I learned on the giant rock in the ocean is actually a nesting ground for puffins? And just as we noticed, a bald eagle swooped in and stole a baby. Like, even I know it's pretty like come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Come on. Am I right? Come on. Come on. Anyways. Cat that flies, or a walrus. What if it was your mom? Hmm? Jacob. Somehow I get a picture of your mom in the game, and you're just like massively confused. Okay, so it should lock with us. Cross your fingers. There it goes. Okay, so now we have an area. So we have a something that'll lock with us when we're moving, and so that's what we want when it's a rail. And we'll get rid of the collision shape now because we know the rest of this can. Now all we have to do is just animate a bunch of shit. So we need an animation player on this thing. One of these days, someone is going to snap at the mom jokes. If it hasn't already happened. I used to get... I mean, you were here when... my chat has really gotten so much better. Everyone's so cool. But damn, I did have a really hostile group of people watching me for a while there. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. It's like they wanted me to fail. It was the weirdest thing. Like everything I did was just like, it was, I don't know. That was a weird time. Definitely cooled down. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're gonna take our enemy. We have an enemy scene here, and it's just balls. So we're gonna throw some balls in here. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! You take my pants and you take 'em off. Bum, 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 bum. You take 'em off and you take 'em off. Bum, 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 bum. You take my pants. You take 'em off. And it's just like, what the fuck? What? What? It's so stupid. Oh God, now I got the hiccups. No. How you doing, Dustin? We lost him. You take my pants and you take 'em off. Goodness gracious, put my pants back on. Let's see. So transform. Bro, what? What the hell's with this random ass transform? What is going on? It looks spot on. Why is the transform show shitty? You take my pants and you take 'em off. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Goodness gracious, put my pants back on. Okay, so then we want. We'll call them actors. Dude, okay, I decided if I want to utilize an old single player game design I made years ago. Or just write out multiplayer concept and hope it works out. But the scope of multiplayer with localization and worldwide is scaring me. Mainly having to think of customer support and maintenance. Yeah, it can be bad. I feel like AI is a good stepping stone for that shit now. If you're not, a disbeliever. At least in its ability to, be what it is. Actors. And I guess we need to trigger the event. Now we could do this on both ends. And if we mask with so actors can be hidden. And then activate. Okay. So then when we enter the event, we reparent and we activate. So now when we fly up to this one, we should see 4 balls appear right in front of our eyes. You can see the outlines of said balls ready and waiting, just waiting for us. We enter, here come the balls. Here come the balls, dee-dee-dee-dee. Here come the balls. Okay. Scooby-Dooby. Okay, so there they are off in the distance again. Zooming in. Out of camera frame. Entered. Boom. They spawn. And now we're going to animate the shit out of these sons of bitches. I started adding more stuff, then got distracted with Jam. Still in the fence if I'll release something else first. I got to push the Steam page more on social media hours. Should have sometime soon. Don't forget to use the boost. And yeah, I mean, do you have do you have socials you can link to? Got to pump those numbers up. But be sure and plug them here. As a matter of fact, if you give me the link, I need to be plugging your game, Jacob. What the fuck am I doing? I'm just the worst. Do I have a thing for you? No. Okay. We gotta take care of that. But now I do. Exactly. Do you have the Steam link? Fabled footy. Not fabled footsie like I put. I think I had someone play footsies with me once when I was young. That was wild. It was a wild time. Fabled footsies. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Em. There we go. Got the shout out worked out for you, Jacob. Thanks, Mom. Should I not have it do the follow you on Twitch thing? Hey, Jacob, on your about page, just add the fabled footy, like a description of it and stuff. Throw it on your Twitch about. As a matter of fact, your header on any of your socials should have that now, right? Link it on the side. Link it on the side. So activate. And animation player. So how do I How do I animate this shit easily? I guess what I could do. Can I with animation player, can you do like can I do like a path follow with an animation player? If I do path 3D and we add path follow, and then I have an export, path follow, or path 3D. I got this cool thing for my kids to read that I'm really excited about. They're getting it tomorrow. It's can I edit this? See, I don't think I can edit this when I'm doing like the test scene. Like I can't just like create a path 3D, right? Okay, so that's not going to work. It's a I just want to make sure my kids weren't listening to me. Hang on, I got to go check because I don't want to spoil it if my daughter's listening. Let's change the mesh of the enemy to something more ship-like. It's a manga about dinosaurs. Called Dinosaur Sanctuary. Here's what it looks like. But it's wholesome and has some paleo, some dinosaur like facts and stuff. I don't know why I can't zoom out. There we go. Yeah. So they both like dinosaurs, so speaking of dinosaurs, have you guys seen the trailer? Did you bring enough for the whole class? Have you guys seen the trailer for the end of Oak Street? Nope, haven't heard it. I'm just going to show the trailer. Slater, how's it going? It looks cool. I'm going to surprise my kids and take them to this without explaining about anything that we're about to watch. And hopefully they'll lose their minds.
Did anybody else see that weird light last night?
What weird light?
The wind was blowing all crazy. Starbuck was freaked out and barking.
Could have been lights from a helicopter.
Or a UFO? Aliens.
Shut up, Dad.
Blah.
Water's not working.
Looks like the whole neighborhood's lost power.
The hell was that?
We can't leave.
I think that our neighborhood, our house, our whole street has moved.
How the hell is that even possible?
Get out of there! Run!
What the hell's going on?
Get inside now!
I just heard a gunshot.
Dinosaurs.
Gather supplies.
Grab anything you can use as a weapon.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna survive. God's not gonna let us die here.
Greg, you only go to church at Christmas and now you're telling the kids God's looking out for us?
What about the people who are out there getting eaten?
Oh, the end of Oak Street. Did I say? I might have said Elm. It looks cool. So yeah, I want to surprise them. Oh, I did say Oak. But they've seen all of the Jurassic. I think the Jurassic Worlds are terribly violent. And they've seen all of those compared to the Jurassic Park movies. It's my opinion. They're cruel. The violence in the first Jurassic Park in particular was like the bad guys getting their comeuppance and the heroes being heroes. And then in the first Jurassic World movie, you watch this lady who's taking care of these kids get like eaten twice, basically. Yeah. But no, I don't know. I feel like, well, she gets picked up by a pterodactyl and then dropped into the into this big water like ocean thing, and then a dinosaur goes, and then they start pecking at her, and then they pick her up again, and then another dinosaur comes up out of the water and then grabs that dinosaur and her and then eats her. Yeah, the bathroom scene, you can't get much better than that. But it was just crazy violent. In a way that like I feel like was mean and like I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. I know it when I see it. Okay. So we have that. So now let's animate these things coming in behind us. I mean, if we do a path follow, the problem with the path follow is I can't, like, how do I do smooth movements if I'm going to tween with the animation player, you know? But we have to do this the dumb way, right? And the dumb way says that we have them slide in. So I'm going to try this first. So we'll call it event. And we should be able to go into a keying mode. Do you guys see the key up here? Because I don't. Am I crazy? Isn't there supposed to be a key up here? Oh, that's right. We have to scrub where we want it to go. Dude, what is with these half numbers I'm getting? Why is it all like floats that are like not clean? Okay, so we come this way. Oh, wait, hang on. We'll boost through. And then we come into this zone here. And then we enter this area and then and we shoot it. So even while it's flying, we can shoot it. So we can do it, boys. We can do it. So we just got to be patient and animate the shit out of this, right? Come up with cool looking stuff and all kinds of things. I just would like to be able to tween, like, I like Path 3D. I really like Path 3D. So I wonder if I did have a Path 3D, and we had a bunch of paths, and then I was like, oh, okay. Like, what's this Bezier curve path thing? Like, what are they talking about? I see. But Path 3D, so there's Path Follow 3D, which has just like a straight progress. So could I could do that. I could do that. So what I would do is I would go Path Follow Progress. And progress is the speed. And so if I set everything up on a path follow, then I could use progress as a way of doing some of this. Some of it would be difficult though. I wonder if I could I wonder with path follow could I. So this is totally possible. Like I'm not worried about everything that's in front of me as far as like possibility space. Like I could do it, right? So that I'm actually kind of like, I'm not even relieved. I just knew I could. So I mean, basically, not to brag, but because video game creation's so democratized now, I can make Star Fox 64. Like I could do that. Like if I wanted to recreate it, could I do it as well? I don't know. But I definitely could make it. And I mean, essentially, I'm just ripping off everything that I've seen from rail shooters and throwing it into this. I'm going to try to. Can I make this look like anything that I want it to look like by the end of this jam? Probably not. Probably not, but we'll see. If we could find a cool outline mesh thing, that might help. For the, I don't know. Let's see. Probably not. So progress is in meters. Yeah, just or like something to make it like glow or add outlines to like meshes and shit that are glowing. So we can use progress, and then path 3D, we can get the different curves. Can we get where they are? Can get the number of points. Get baked points. Get point in, point out. Get baked length. But it doesn't tell me the length on a per point basis. Add points. I could get point position and then know when we're close to it. Trying to come up with a steadfast way to animate this that doesn't involve the amount of work that I see in front of me. What I would love to do, I swear, I feel like I'm losing my mind. There was a gall dang keying button up here, and you could just go to an animation like this, pick the thing you wanted to animate, and then you could just do whatever you wanted to it. And there's a big fatty key button here. But I don't see it. Did they move it? All right, let's see what that looks like. So we go flying around. Pull up the stuff in front of us. And I mean, we could do it, right? I can do it. I just need ships to have to blow up. I have to make a bunch of fucking ships. Like a bit of an aura. Yeah, yeah. Like a bit of an aura. Funny if I have my old single player game design, I have all these notes for a space shooter, but I intended to be full 360 sphere on phone using the gyroscope and accelerometer to let the players turn all angles. I say funny enough because of the flying shooter part, but it's first person concept, and now VR is a thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I could see that. So we need this needs to look more like a ship, I guess. Fanny Slam. How's it going? Okay, it works. It looks cool. That's good. That's good. So, so we can do that, and then we need some sort of timeout once the animation's ended, I guess. I guess if the animation player's ended, then we can self-destruct, right? So, animation player finished. Animation finished. Oh, wait. And cue free. Take it off. Same style you're using. No, there's a guy who did some VFX for Godot that's on itch. That it's in the public domain technically, but he's charging for them on itch. But you can find them in somewhere. Let me get you a link. Bin Bun is the guy's name. Minnie. Say hi. Dobbs, how you doing?
Huh?
Fanny, how you been, Fanny? It's been a while. Have you seen the new ship controls, Dobbs? I'm doing a jam game, doing Star Fox like stuff. Boosting through this. We're getting I'm getting the scripting system going for events so we can have ships flying around and stuff. Whatnot. Yeah, it's for a jam. This is like day 4, I think. Maybe day 5 of like stream wise, this is I think day 4. I keep chipping away at it a little bit, but man, I got the controls perfect for the ship. Oh, it feels so good. Let me turn on the controller. Yeah, my daughter made the ship. Here's the controller. So this is what I'm pressing. I got rid of the guys on the ship. I hope that's okay, Minnie. They're still there technically, but I took them off the scene for now. But I guess we could do the rotation stuff. Now I know I can animate the enemies in. We can do that, right? So we can have enemies come in and do that kind of cool stuff. Thanks, sweetie. Shouldn't you be in bed? Isn't it 24 minutes past your bedtime? But she's still here talking. She's still talking. She should be in bed, but she's talking. But yeah, the VFX, those VFX are cool, but they're a pain in the ass to integrate because every single one of the ones that this guy did, it's like different every time. But I can show like a bunch of the effects that this guy's done. I'll open them up. So I'm definitely going to use those projectile ones. And these are all totally adjustable. We're not going to do the portal stuff. Hang on, I'll get rid of that. And the smoke isn't going to work for us because we're in compatibility mode for they look a lot better in Vulkan. I'll say that. But these are totally customizable. You can change a bunch of parameters on these and get a ton of different looks for them. I don't know what the deal is here. It's a fog. Gotta turn off the fog. There we go. We got these like portal looking things. And then these are for like loot. This is like sparklies. They don't actually read that well. I don't feel like. And then we got impact explosions. These ones are not looking correct in compatibility. Actually, none of these looked right. Like these look totally different in Vulcan. They look much more juicier. But these are still pretty good. And again, totally customizable. You can change all of this stuff. Like this might be good for like space fog. Like, you know, like just sort of atmosphere that you fly through if you're in like outer space or something. No, don't need these. These are cool. I was thinking maybe my lasers could actually do this. This is what the laser set would actually be. But I don't know. These are all Kamehas. Bunch of Dragon Balls going on here. Shaders, they're a combination of a bunch of things. So, like if I look at it here, of course, why does it all of a sudden look like crap? That's weird, right? It's like not rendering properly. But yeah, this is all just a bunch of stuff that you can break down. So like if you don't want the ends, you can get rid of that. Yeah, totally constructed. So they're Godot specific, really. But they're as easy as plopping. You can just plop them in. But some of the ones that loop and stuff or that you want to trigger are kind of crappy. If I'm to be frank. But let's grab like this one here. And just to get an idea of what it looks like. I mean, he made weird choices. Like, this is facing towards the X direction, which is like, that's not the forward direction. So you can tell when people make these things that they don't do game dev. Right? Because that's not the right direction. That's wrong. So yeah, there's like a lot of little things that you have to kind of do to make it work for you. And also, like he's got a collection of them, but then they're not all hooked together the way that you'd want them to be. So I'm just going to throw this sort of in this hallway here to get an idea of what it looks like. Minnie, why are you still awake? All right, guys, I'll be right back. Minnie. All right. Had to get a bowl of Cheerios. Cheerio. Let me do a shout out to Dobbs. I really need to get, Dobbs says I really need to get over my aversion to using other people's assets. Yeah, Dobbs. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you don't follow Dobbs Works, you should. Dobbs is working on a Paper Mario like game. And it's amazing the work that he's doing. Is really talented developer. Does it in Godot as well. So definitely give Dobbs a follow if you haven't already. I think a lot of it is that making stuff is the fun part. Yeah, well, for me, that's what stops me from finishing anything, Dobbs, is just like I'm just not talented at creating. But what's crazy is Dobbs. Well, now you've got the mesh painting thing now in Godot 4.7 now too, Dobbs. But Dobbs does everything with CSGs. Which is wild. But actually really I kind of prefer it over using doing things in Blender. CSGs to me make more sense. I think they're called CSGs. The mathematical mesh operations that you can do to create meshes. And then you can bake them and stuff like that. I finally figured out what my performance problem was when I was trying to update Godot versions. So I might actually hop on to 4.7. Nice. Oh. Like it was like Jolt was fighting the built-in Jolt. So if you guys don't know, I'm sort of abandoned the tree game because the way I put it is, it just wasn't like if I was, Marie Kondo, it was not bringing me joy. So the other project that I've started is a Metroidvania, which was also another GM thing. And I can show you what I've got right now. I've got a built-in game editor. So we can, in the game, it's basically like a Minecraft creative mode. We can go and set down blocks and stuff in the game editor. We can copy and paste blocks, select a bunch of blocks, and cut and paste and delete, stuff like that. And then we have our kind of our first ability. Whoops. That was weird. We can throw this spear and climb on top of it like that. And then we have so because it's like Minecraft style blocks, we can start to do things that you kind of are used to in Minecraft. So you can destroy blocks with this particular thing, and you can bring it back to you. You can grab it and whoosh, have it come back to you. So you can pull it back like that. So this is still like a work in progress, but whoops. But this is I'm working on a gym, and I'm going to start testing out different abilities and stuff and see if creatively I have enough there to actually invest in doing something with it. But I'm enjoying the Star Fox thing a lot too. And I definitely think it's something I can do. So we'll see. You were on your way to making something amazing. The true thing was more about mechanics. And you were about to do something no one has done. Well, I got to tell you, Nathir. So it would be like you could say that, if you're an EMT, why would you ever quit? You're saving lives. You're blah, 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 right? But it's also an incredibly stressful job. And it like takes years off of your life, right? So in that sense, it wasn't the work for it was such drudgery, it was literally affecting my well-being almost. And every step of the way is a hurdle. I might come back to it. So I should take up drinking so I can keep working on it. Let me see if the insert button still works. So if I grab this one, insert. I don't know. It's like they got rid of it. It's weird. I swear you used to be able to choose the animation player, choose the thing, and then you could just hit a key icon and any settings you set on this thing, it would key it, add the missing tracks that would be needed. And then you could just keep changing it and moving the head of the animation player to where you wanted the next animation to go, and then change the thing again and hit the key button. And that way you wouldn't have to individually key everything. Am I losing my mind? Like, what does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's like gone now. That's really weird. Well, it's not tweaking it, it's using it. Like I would go here, hit the key button, and then move the object here or move the head where I wanted it next and move the object and then hit the key button and so on. And it was super fast. All right, Jacob, have a good night, man. Is it because it's not a local scene? Like let me do a mesh, just a plain old mesh. We'll just throw a mesh on here. Go to animation player. Go to my mesh. Any of those buttons down there toggle what you're thinking of? Oh, that's useful. But not it. Godot, keying animation button missing. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I literally helped somebody on Reddit with this like a couple of months ago. And now I went back to my post. I'm like, what did I say? Because the guy was really thankful. And now here I am. And I don't see it. It was absolutely up here. It was above the viewport, right here. You would go into Animation Player. You would pick the thing that you wanted to key. You would move it or do whatever. You would move the head where you wanted it. Right? And then there would be a key button. So like if I wanted to have it do this motion here, and I'm like, no, I kind of want it to go up, starting right here, I could hit the key button and then adjust it. There's a bunch of keying here, but this is insane, right? I'd have to know what of the things I've changed has changed the result. It's insane. This was like a universal trick. I can't do it here. There's like nothing here, right? So if you have keying buttons enabled, keying buttons enabled, what the fuck are they talking about? Okay, maybe there's a... Keying buttons enabled. How do I enable keying buttons? Okay, animation player. Choose the animation. Choose the thing. Bro, it is just like gone for me. Used to be able to do it with the insert key as well. So again, you could just scrub, choose, make your changes and press insert. It was super, super fast way to animate. Under editor, what's it called? Keying. It's called keying. I was searching that. I don't see it. I have an advanced settings. Editor, property. Oh no, that's for the inspector. That's this right here. So you can say, you can assign whether a property is keyable or not. Fuck, this is, I'm sorry for cussing. This is like a real workflow issue though. Let's look up our keyboard shortcuts because insert, filter by name, filter by event, insert key, canvas item editor. That's the hell's canvas item editor? Animation editor. Filter by event. Let's just filter by name and choose key. Copy selected keys, duplicate, go to the next keyframe. Paste keys. Auto insert key. Insert animation key in spatial editor. K. Oh shit. Okay, so that's that. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so at least I can do it with K. So this is what I'm talking about. So now I can go like this. Dude, why is there all these leftovers in these numbers? I want good clean numbers. Not all this leftover nonsense. Well, it's the K button. So if I select it and I press K, now it's asking to create the key. Now this is weird. And if I move it again, or if I scrub, right? This one came in. So if I go here and I scrub me forward here, it's the same spot. I can press K again. And it's going to say, hey, do you want me to add the tracks? Now this is weird because it's only the scale. This is a keyboard shortcut just to key the scale. No! I want to be able to... Ah! It's gone. Whatever this was is gone. Key. Canvas item editor. What the heck's canvas item editor? Canvas item. Such a specific thing. Why would I want to be able to key that so much? Godot, key, icon, missing. I'm going to reload the project. Thanks, Pagorli. You too, are you going to sleep? Dude, Pagorli, I feel like I'm losing my mind, man. There used to be, I mean, call me crazy, but there was a key button. Like you could select the animation, right? You'd be an animation player. You could select the animation. You could select an object. And there was a big fatty key button up at the top. And then you could just scrub the head to where you wanted, move the object, and then you could hit the key button up here, and any changes you made would get keyed on the animation timeline. But it's like gone, and now you got to go back to keying each individual thing, which is insane. Am I crazy? Do you know what I'm talking about, Pergs? Anyways, it's gone, and I'm baffled, frankly. Let me find a YouTube video that shows this, just to show that I'm not crazy. Godot King animations.
Alright, so this
He's in force. Whoever this is in force 6, and I don't see it anymore. See, they're doing a lot of adjustments.
Rotation like so. So now when I play this block animation, it will go to the correct spot. And I'm going to go ahead and copy these keys and look. And since it's a top-down game, and now over in my block animation, I want to go ahead and add that shield scene over to my shield offset and key the frames properly so that it looks nice as soon as it starts clipping a little bit in front. So I'll go ahead and select shield offset and create these position and rotation keys. And I'm going to delete them and then I'll adjust it.
Slow down, dude.
Them and then I'll adjust it. So I want my shield to be straight over here. This looks good. And since it's a
I can't see he doesn't have his mouse recording.
Top-down game, I'm going to angle my shield a little bit just so the users can see. It doesn't have to be perfect for the sake of the tutorial, but this looks pretty nice to me. Put it a little higher and a little further back. And this looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and key this position and rotation like.
Yeah, so he's pressing this button. I swear, I'm not crazy. It would let you could just press one button. You didn't have to know, oh, what did I tweak and blah, blah, blah. You didn't have to know any of that. I guess I should just download 4.7 since it's out. Include gizmos. I'd like to include your gizmos. Let me check it out. Where's the include gizmos? Hmm. All right, let's keep looking. I swear, I just want a confirmation that I'm not crazy.
Hello, everyone. Like that.
There it is. This is what I'm talking about right here. Maybe it's the type. So maybe it was just the type. So that's a Sprite 3D or Sprite 2D. So let's try Sprite 2D. Yep. So it's just not available for Node 3Ds, even though it's incredibly useful. What would you call it? Insert key. Yeah, I mean, it is the insert button. So this is a contextual hotkey. So I guess for 3D, it's just like, good luck. You got to remember everything that you've changed. It's just a really poor workflow, in my opinion. Because it could be a lot simpler. But, oh well, so... I still feel like onion skinning just shows like past and present. So like it just shows where we're going to end up. And like where we've been. Yeah, so onion skinning, we can see like where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And you can go even further into the future. This is actually kind of useful for... Hey. Of course. Oh, this is all... This here is for onion skinning specifically, these settings here. So this is all for onion skinning. This is kind of useful for what I'll be doing. So a shortcut to show the onion skinning is probably really useful for my needs. Well, I'm just going to have to be okay with this. I like the detail that I can get using a Path 3D. That I can create curves and all that kind of stuff, right? And trying to animate something like that with Animation Player is a nightmare. So the problem with Path 3D, however, is that you describe the curves, but you can't describe the speed of which you travel on the path. It's a fixed speed. So if I were to want, oh, you know, when this happens and the ship goes this way, it goes slower and it stops for a second, then it moves forward, and right, that's when you need the animation player. The problem with trying to key the path follow 3D stuff is that I can't say when you hit this specific endpoint of a curve, then wait. I can only say where on the animation player on the path you are. Yeah, this is for sprites. Yeah, this is all 2D stuff. So if you're in 2D, it's really easy to key. But if you're not in 2D, go F yourself. So it's been that long. That's why I'm super confused. It's been that long. Because ideally, what would happen is if I scrub here, maybe these colors of these keys would be different to be like, hey, this is different from the last keyed point. Oh, she wants me. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. My daughter wants to say goodnight to me again. So Okay, so we've answered that question. So for me, because this is all about mass production, violence is never the answer unless someone steals your Totino pizza rolls. Then go full John Wick. That's animation length. Depth is 3 steps. Okay. We want Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of thinking about how I could do this quickly. Like, I'm thinking maybe what I want to do.
I can't believe you've done this.
Is Pawn X Pawn, thanks for the follow. I was thinking maybe what I want to do is if I create just an array of animations for an animation player that's specific to that I give to enemy, and those have a series of different things like rotations and banking and stuff like that. And then if I have that, see, you can't chain animations together with like relative positions, right? So I can't say whatever the rotation is when this animation plays, just increase it by 90 clockwise or whatever, right? That's the kind of stuff I kind of need for this to be something I can produce rapidly. I don't want to have to build a whole thing. But like what I'm wanting to do is like to have two enemies come in. One comes in from the side here and does this like banking thing, right? And then the other on the rights on the player's left side does the same thing. You know? And it's like, well, if I go and I tweak this one because I like it better a certain way, I have no way of applying it in a mirrored way on this side. Sounds like tweeting. It's just the problem with that, but you don't get the visual adjustments. Exactly. So, and then it's like, oh, well, then you just write an editor. It's like, no. Not for the jam, right? And I guess not even for a prototype. So for this to work, is there a way, for instance, that I can copy? Like I know that I can copy these position values, I can copy this whole row here and apply it to enemy, the other enemy over on this side. It's not inverted though. So I would have to take all of the numbers and invert the horizontal, and the rotation would need to be the opposite, and all of that kind of stuff. I could write something that allows me. I don't think I can create like buttons inside the animation player. But I could probably write something if this was an event that was just on the enemy, right? If it had an animation player, which don't even get me started on Godot and the way that animation players get real heavy. And that might become a problem with this. But so if I have something where it's like, look, you got this baked animation. Now create a version of it where it's the opposite axis, or like mirrored, right? Mirror this animation, and or like invert, right? Just rotate, do it backwards. Take every single keyed point and flip them around in the timeline, right? I know we can play in reverse, but I'm talking about like really quick tooling to just go with this particular animation, do these things to it, like clone it and give it this name and do all this stuff. I could do something like that. Negative flips on the file of the animation. Yeah. Like by hand in text. Yeah. But editing animations is actually not too hard programmatically. I've done it before. So I just don't want to create a bunch of work for myself. So I guess what I'm doing is I'm butting heads with what I'd like to be able to do. I'm wanting to be able to do. This is the thing about engine work, right? I'm in an engine and it's got its opinion about how this stuff should be, right? And I'm butting into it because I'm making a very particular game and it's not going to work for what I would like. It can get me part of the way there, but even little things can kind of be hard. So I guess what I need to do is just get it right on one side, really good, and go from there. I'm making a very particular game with a very specific set of skills. Now, if we went to animation player, and just really quick, I just want to see roughly how hard would it be to write something that would just say mirror an animation across the. So if I said, take this exact animation and flip it across the Y, right? And just do the same thing, but flip it on the other axis. Like if we knew that we were animating straight down the middle, right? Anyways, so, because all you'd have to do then is multiply by -1 on that axis, right? Like the X or something, right? And then you just get the opposite. Anyways, current animation. So we can get the animation. So animation mixer has animation. So we have a series of tracks and we have So it could be as easy as duplicating the animation. Scale -1. Maybe that'll do it. Let's see. Is that possible to even do that? So that just flipped us around backwards. Huh. Anyways, let me keep looking at what I'm looking at. So we would just duplicate animation, right? And we would go back through every single track, specifically position and rotation. These two things. And it's a little more confusing than that because our easing would be broken. So we'd have to invert the easing. But I believe we could do that just by changing, again, multiplying by negative will get us the invert of any easing function. So flipping the, whether it's positive or negative, and then we would go through every single track, get marker, track get, track index, key index, track get, key value. How do I get a list of the keys in the track? Get key count. Okay, so we can iterate on key count. And then we get the key value, and from the key value, and we can get track type. And yeah, so this is enough for us to describe it should be possible. Can I? If I myself just said duplicate animation, right? If I duplicated it, how could I say take this animation and mirror it along the X or the Y or whatever, right? Because that's what I want to do. And then we have so that these tracks would exist on one enemy. It would be its animations. And then we'd have a primary animation player that would trigger these animations for. So again, there's just a lot of problems with this because the keying is, again, it's not relative. So I wouldn't even be able to stack these animations in any constructive way unless I broke it down even more and I had, oh, this is like a bank left and a bank right. And I combine that with a movement. I'm pretty sure you could just flip the parent over. I'm not sure what I follow what you mean. You mean like somewhere here? But where would I do that? Because if I did that, that would be on the relative. That would only be on its local space here. Like you said, do the negative, right? So if I do that, it just does that. It doesn't flip the entire space because the animations are keyed with specific positional space, like specific space position. No, I don't think it is. Hmm. And even Path 3D, although technically, see with Path 3D this gets easier because I could build a path and then it wouldn't be as difficult to mirror it. What do you got? 2 instances of the enemy. And they're placed on different points from 0, 0. Would that make any sense? No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate the input. So, I mean, writing a script to change the animation isn't too difficult. The problem is, how do I tell through like a GUI, hey, take this animation and flip this or that or do it backwards or whatever, right? Because I can't just like, at least I don't know how to very easily add another button inside of animation or whatever, right? Like I can't make a clone button here or invert or whatever. Right. Well, but yeah, even that though, it's like now I'm probably gonna have to build an entire selector where you could like right. No, I've done it. It's just it's a lot of work. So I'm trying to levy like, you know, is doing this again and again and again going to create 30 minutes of extra work, 40 minutes of extra work, an entire day of extra work, then I should probably explore it. That kind of thing. So what I could do though, if I did it inside of the editor and in like let's say I did it in the inspector. So in animation player here, right? We'd have some extra buttons here. And what I would do is I would just have a scrollable window in here that had a list of all the animations and buttons. And the buttons would be like flip on, you know, this axis or whatever. Or it would have maybe a drop down next to it and you could just pick, you know, flip this animation along its, or maybe even you pick the animation from a drop down and then you have a bunch of drop downs just like flip on the Y or you know, something else, right? I don't think that would be too hard for me to execute on. All right. Hang on a second. I want to see what my wife wants to do tonight. I don't want to make her wait for me all night long and fall asleep. So I will confer with her and then we'll see how we're going. Okay, I'm going to just take a stab at this and I just want to kind of get an idea, a feel for how long this is going to take. So what I'm going to do is just kind of look at our functions here. And what I'll do is I'll just script something manually to do what it is I'm talking about. So I can get an animation and I can duplicate the animation and so on, right? So the way that I would do that is, let's get rid of this path follow here. So we have this animation here for enemy 5 and it's called event. And we're going to go ahead and delete this animation. Okay. So let's save the animation as its own separate file. So we can open it in a resource editor. So we're going to say event animation. Okay. So now it's referenced outside of this animation library. It's a resource now. Now we have a path to this animation. So it's inside our scene tree or our scenes in the game. It's right here. I'm going to copy the UID. We're just going to do all this on ready in our main game loops, our main game things. So var event animation event, or sorry, it's animation equals resource loader load, and then we just give it the path that we have this at. And then just to confirm, I'm just going to print this out, event animation. So we're going to trust that we can do all this inside code and not actually show anything. So there we go. We've got the event animation loaded. So now what we want to do is on the animation, we want to go through each track. So we got get track count. That's our first loop. So we'll just leave it now. Loop each animation's tracks. Okay, so that's the first step. This actually might be really useful. So useful, I wonder if someone's built it, but I don't even know what I would search for to find it. I didn't ask you to come along with me. I didn't ask you to autofill. I'm not asking you to do any of this crap. Just let me hit return, please. Thank you. Okay. So for track ID integer in event animation get track count. So now we're looping each track ID. Set the xscale. No, well, that's their suggestion, but it doesn't work. I guess what they're saying is set the parent. So I would have to do, what I'd have to do is nest into another node. So like, this might just be fine, but the problem with it is it's going to mirror the mesh and the model and everything. So if I did this, it should work. But, oh, see, it's putting it on the wrong side. So not only, oh yeah, I want to go back to 1 and 1. There we go. So that'll work. I mean, if I don't, is it going to work though? Let me play the animation. Yeah. But the problem is, so that's, this animation would have to be on the enemy, triggered by this animation player. And there's another issue with this, which is if I need to tell the enemy where to go, and now suddenly it's in Bizarro land and moving along positively in the X dimension actually takes us the opposite, right? So if I go, oh, I want to go, yeah, suddenly we're going negative X to move this way. So if I decide, okay, now if I'm going to free this thing up, what I do is I take the transform as it exists. And here's the other thing is I don't know that that would be the correct transform. If I took the transform, I think it would be. If I took the global transform, yes. If I took the global transform, I could tear it out of the mirror and then tell it, okay, now you exist outside of this mirrored space. I think that's the best solution, Medusa, is to parent it. Now, what this means, though, is that I've got to key the animations in the enemy player. So, but I think this is the best solution. 100%. So, each enemy needs its own animation player. We have determined. It has been decided. Now, do we need animation players per type? Probably. Are we going to care about that right now? No. I was thinking more of a mallet. So let's try and load new animation, and we're going to try manage animation. We're going to try to load our animation. Event animation. There it is. Okay. So if we go to event animation, these are all going to be broken. And if we can edit, if we can make this local, but here's the real problem. So do we want this point to represent the center of the scene, the rail? Or do we start the animation from here? Yeah, it gets odd when do you pick 100% consistent width of the parent. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of not clear, right? But you know what this also opens up? You know what this opens up, this approach, is if I put it back here, right? Now we have this other node, and now you know what I can do is I can do more. I can now like rotate the entire node in different ways and get totally different outcomes. So like if this event ran again, now it's coming in and it's like flying at a different, it's just like, it's kind of it's like diving in, and so I can squeeze more out of it, so to speak, by doing this. I do think that I'm still a fan of Path 3Ds though. Like full stop. 100%. No doubt. And I could have a really simple system that's just going to grab the Path 3D and scrub it. And if I do that, there's a lot of conceits that I'd be making. But suddenly again, a lot of the problems with any of this stuff is it's so fixed in like I can't attach it to a relative offset, right? It's so fixed on local space that is not helpful to me. And unfortunately with paths, you have to bake them generally, and that's expensive. So you generally want to bake before, right? So hmm one path follow 3D. I mean, I could have a system that like nests path follows, but again, every single path is its own curve. Could that work? And again, these ideas are like, I don't know how expensive it would end up getting from in an execution standpoint. No idea. No idea. Going back to enemy, we have event animation, animation manage animations. We're gonna make this one local. Will it let us? Make unique. Here we go. Okay. Now it's got the wrong node, right? But I think we can point it to ourselves. If I were to tween or let me just key position, for instance. Okay. So now it's just mesh instance 3D. And I'm not allowed to edit this one. But let's look at it in the editor. Enemy. Here we go. And yep. Enemy 5. Where is position? Mesh instance 3D position. Right? So that's what we want for us, for node path. So all of these, this enemy 5, why is it showing up twice? Tracks 2. Okay, so if I go here and we delete and we paste, and we delete and we paste again, we reload, and we go to event animation. There we go. Why are they both position? One is position and one is rotation. Ruh-roh. This one was rotation. So position and rotation with a very presumptuous, why are we pointing up in the sky? Oh, and it's only doing the mesh. We want us. Us. Enemy. So it's just straight up enemy. Dot colon. Okay. Don't do this stuff, guys. This is how you break. Could seriously hose things. There we go. So we have everything. I don't know why we are not happy right now. Let's go back. Where are we? What are we doing over there for? There we go. I think we're just going to pick, you know, this is... Well, okay. The whole point I was doing this for was to have an animation we could edit, right? So now that I've got the tracks the way I need them to be, let's go ahead and put this back in the scene as a resource, right? We're getting a little distracted here, Cricket. So we're gonna make unique New York. Make unique New York. Make unique, or no, save as. Sorry, it's having a stroke. There's our animation. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new animation. Okay. And var new animation. Okay, so we have a new animation. We're iterating on each track ID. We're going to get that specific track. Track, get key value. We want to get the list of keys. So track, get key count. So we're going to give the track ID on the animation. So event animation, paste get key count for track ID. Okay, so now we have our key count. So we iterate on that. Loop through animations tracks, loop each tracks keys. Okay.
Bruh.
And then we go for track or key ID int in this. So now we're iterating on that. Red, what's up? Dude, how you been? Shout out to Red. Redstone, Car Bricks on Steam. Okay. So now we have track get key value. And this is a variant. We want track get type. That'll give us the track type. That'll tell us what we do to reverse things, right? So, but if we're doing rotation, and so we'll know. So track get type. So Event animation. Track get type. Okay, for key ID. And then var track type equals. Okay, so now we have the track type. Put a video in Discord. Nice. Let's check it out. Oh, did you see this? It's cool Polaroids from classic hackers movie. Well, not memes, share stuff. There we go. Very nice. So those are spring joints instead of raycasted wheels. It's so cool. Red, this is bonkers, man. That's so cool, dude. So we're going to try and just manipulate it by inverting. What would we do for position? So we determined already that all we have to do is flip the like scale, right? So we do -1 on the so if we multiply every value by -1, just to confirm with a decimal, -0.5 times -1. Okay. So yeah, so we would just take the track type. And I'm just going to do a match on it, track type. And I'm just going to try to do this on position. So if the track type, so match animation track type. Type position. Okay. So if the track type is type position. Oh, you know what? New animation. Let's just do this. Oh, this gets real easy. New animation is going to be event animation duplicate. Okay. Or you simply load this twice. So we have 2 instances of said thing. Now, is it really 2? No, we have to have a duplicate. So we go with duplicate. Now we have a copy of animation. Now when we're going to flip it, we just assign it to new animation. So if it's type position, Then we know that we need to get that specific track and do a little flipsy doozy. So to set, so we do need to get the value. So we're getting track type, get track get key value. Track ID, key ID gets the value. Okay. So we say event animation, track get key value, track ID, key ID. Okay. And now we have what should be a vector 3 var position is vector 3, and we can't say position event or track position. Okay. Now we want to set the existing key. But since we have the index and everything, we're going to set the existing key on the copy to our new values. So track set key value. Now this is worse. Track set key value variance. So we say new animation, track set key value, track ID, key ID, and we say track position times vector 3 -1 1 1. So we're only changing the X value. We're setting it on new animation, nowhere else. And now let's just save new animation. So we say resource saver save, and we're going to save new animation. Do you say path first? I can't remember. And it's not auto completing for me. So hang on a second. We're going to close, reopen, bring up the project again. Sometimes this happens. Oh, we got something wrong here. Could not find track type. So it's animation track type. Okay, calm down. Cannot find track position. Is it because I spelled position wrong? Because that don't look right. Am I an idiot? Position 3D. Okay. And I'm going to leave a little note for me here. Got position. Just in case something's wrong there. Now, resource saver wants the resource first. So we say new animation. And then we just set a path. So res new animation dot what dot res. Okay. So let's go ahead and run it. And we didn't hit the breakpoint. Or we didn't hit a break. We track. Oh, it's out of bounds. Oh, crap. Track 2 is out of bounds. 57. Track get type. Event animation track get type. Track type is not from key ID. It is from track ID. Run it again. Okay, we ran. We have new animation, but we never said we never hit this. Now let's go ahead and print out track type. See what number we get. They're all zeros. That's a little shit. Track ID. Track get track type. Track get type. Loop it on each track. Event animation. Get track type. Track get type. Gets the type of track. And if we look at enemy scene, just in our own little land, do we not have... Got animation player here. Event animation. Oh, it's external resource. Well, that ain't right. Hold on a second. Manage anim... Wait a minute. Make unique. Save. There we go. Type value. Type value. Isn't that weird? Why do we have these specific... Using dedicated type position 3D, type rotation 3D, and type scale 3D tracks instead of type values recommended for performance reasons. Well, then why are you, when I key, giving me the worst performance reason, the worst performance one? If I do this, why are you Godot? So this is the higher performance one. So if I did this and I keyed our current position, this is higher performing. So why did you do this when I hit the key here? If your own docs are telling me that. That's weird, right? So now I guess I have to go by name in order to properly set this, right? So we can't get by track type. So we want to get the name. Which doesn't appear to be a thing. We can't get track path though. That's the closest thing we have. So let's print that out. And is it going to be that point, whatever? Yeah. So var track path string equals that. Okay. And if we equal dot colon position, then we got position. Hey, why did we get it 3 times? I don't know. That's weird. So let's go ahead and add new animation to animation player. So we go manage animation, and we're going to browse, and we're going to choose new animation. And it's new animation 2 here. And sure enough, hell yeah, boys, I can do it. So obviously there's like a dozen other things I have to do here, but we can set this up. We can do it. So now I can take any animation and just flip it. And so now we don't need the other thing. Is this really helping us? I don't know. The mirroring thing is nice. The mirroring thing is nice. Being able to do it this way is going to be handy. Obviously I haven't touched the rotation, right? Rotation's different because we would actually want to do the Y. We'd want to flip the Y rotation. I guess. I don't know if we'd flip anything else. But we could try and change it. Now that it's loaded, now we can just try and change this stuff. So if I go like this, and it's not position, but it's rotation. Got rotation. And track rotation. And then we set, and we multiply a negative on the Y. And now if we go back to our animation player, does that look the same as the other one? Sure looks like it to me. Except it looks like we rotated what? 45 degrees, and then on the Z 30. So we're probably going to want to flip Z. Maybe we just flip all rotations? I don't know. Let me just do all of them. I don't know why. Would that mirror? I don't know. That's tripping me up. Position stuff's easy. Rotation stuff, I'm not sure. Let's go back. That looks right. So my guess is maybe it's the X. I don't know. Maybe all rotations need to be flipped. But then, I don't know on what. So, anyways. So if we have a mirror Y, mirror the Y, and then we could have a mirror the X and a Z, I guess. Okay, I got enough to cook on. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night. We did some good work. We're gonna be on this tomorrow morning. Gonna make biscuits and gravy for my kiddos. We're gonna practice some Japanese, and then we're gonna get going on this stuff. So, thank you for the new follow tonight, Pawn. I appreciate it. Normally don't stream at night, although kind of starting to. Let's go ahead and raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends. So the guy who's just streaming their room, the mystery continues for the guy who's just streaming their room. Check this out. Here's the stream title now. The stream title now says, and this is interesting too, the stream keeps restarting. This is getting weird, guys. The stream title says, please watch my door for me. It needs company. What is going on? What is going on here? And we hear sounds. This is like one of those immersive things. Like, this is like one of those, like, things. You guys hear that? The go live notification is BRB. I know, it's tripping me out, man. But maybe they're using it as a security camera, you know, just to see if someone breaks in or something. They got a live recording of it. I mean, it's pretty clever. Might as well live stream all my security cameras if I think about it, you know, if I could. We'll just eat my computer. I know you need a pretty beefy computer to do. Oh yeah, so who are we gonna do? Who are we gonna do? Game design.
So how good does it feel to save on your...
They're working on Metroidvania. So we'll raid them. If you haven't seen this, you should check out their everything about this thing is beautiful.
Yes, Growl, that is an apple on his head.
Look at that. First of all,
Sure,
before we
that's
even go
Growl.
in, just look at this.
Yes, Growl.
Look at this. This
That's
isn't
more of a
even
German
like
art.
this isn't even the more
If I
pretty
recall,
stuff.
you're from you off.
Look at that. Look at that capybara doing its capybara thing. Anyways, I don't know what they're doing right now. All right. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff here. Much love to everybody out there. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Call a loved one. Enjoy a taco. Bye-bye.